Go to Wheezy's Genius page and listen to the top 10 songs that he produced. What you'll notice is while you're listening to those, your head's gonna be going like this while you listen. And that's because Wheezy knows exactly what gives a beat its bounce and all the key steps to get that bounce within a beat. Some of my top performing videos have been based around Wheezy's production, and I still got more sauce to spill. Let's get into it. So what I noticed most about Wheezy's melodies is that number one, a lot of them are just simplistic and catchy. Number two, most of them will have some movement or some sort of rhythm to them. And number three, he does like using samples that are spacey, unique, and melodic. We're just going to absorb that. It's absorbed. The first thing that I would do is I'd either establish a simple chord progression or catchy pattern. I have this sound in Omnisphere. Already gives you that ambient and spacey feeling, which I really love. Let's consolidate this. Now I'm going to clone Omnisphere, and I want to clone this with like a synth pluck. It's exactly what I want. I want a synth pluck. Okay, now we'll quick render the pluck. And now I'm going to consolidate this into one sample. After you have your simple chord progression or a catchy pattern of some sort, I kind of have like in between that right now, but that's okay. What I would really suggest doing is utilizing effect VSTs to make your sample unique. And some great ones that I can name right off the bat are going to be Portal, Fragments, Portal, and Fragments. So I'm going to route this to a channel. Well, I like this. I'm just going to keep this rolling, and I'm going to add some Edison to it. One thing that I always suggest doing is after everything that you export or consolidate with your melodies, mess with the timing, reversing, and pitch of it. It's so quick to just do this, and then pitch it up, and then just see what it sounds like. You never know what inspiration is going to hit you just from hearing those different sounds. It's so easy to switch back to, and now it's back to normal. So always just experiment and play around. Oh. Let's pitch it up one. Oh, okay, I'm going to consolidate that. And now I'm pretty sure this is going to be our final right here. Once you have somewhat of a unique sample that you are happy with, the next thing that you want to do is you want to layer. I would mostly focus on having sounds that blend in with that so that it kind of all moves as one and not just like sounds all over the place. Yeah, this one. That's nice. I want to add more fullness to the Rhodes, so I'm going to add some chorus to this. I think that's good. It's just kind of my own twist on it. You're going to see me attempt to freestyle a guitar lead on the piano. Let's see this. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a bass to really just set the fullness of the melody itself. Okay, so now that we have our melody, we can now move on to the drums. Here are 3 must-knows about Wheezy's drums. Number 1, they always have bounce. Number 2, I noticed that a lot of the sounds are based around the 808. So if you listen to some of his beats, you'll notice that like the hi-hats and the claps and all the percussion elements, they kind of play and they all lead up to the hit of the 808, and this really just helps to give the 808 its full effect within the beat, and it just makes it stand out a little bit more. And lastly, the best way to explain all of this to you is to just show you guys how it's done. One thing that's pretty much the same in all of Wheezy's beats are his clap or snare patterns. I'm gonna go to my hardwired multi-kit. I'm gonna get this clap. Next, after that, what you want to do is use the kick as a substitute for the 808 for right now, just so that you can focus on the hi-hat placement. It's best to put the kicks on like wherever you want the 808 to hit, so like. And then with the kick and the claps together, now you have that really basic bounce. You can start to base your hi-hats based on all the spaces that are in between them. And like I said earlier, this is going to help to like base your sounds around the 808 hitting. With your hi-hats, if you get the right progression with your hi-hats, then you could really just repeat it. Like you get a 2-bar pattern and then just repeat it over and over again, and it'll sound good. Quick little sauce tip for you guys. A lot of times, like especially in modern beats, producers don't really use too many live percussion elements. If you simply just change the notes of your hi-hats, just put them up and down, that'll replicate the percussion elements that we usually have, but you can just do it with your hi-hats, and that actually makes it sound a lot more modern too. If you're thinking about adding a bunch of percussion elements to your beat, just try and change the notes of your hi-hats to see how that sounds first. To open it is for my Mindwave exclusive drum kit. It's actually free. If you guys want to go get it, just go to mindwave.audio or just click the link in my description. And lastly, once you have your percussion elements, just finish with an 808. I'd really make sure that the 808 actually hits hard. Wheezy doesn't use a lot of kicks in his beats, so he usually just has an 808 that, you know what I'm talking about, like he just has that 808 that hits. Now lastly, just real quick for the layout, what you want to do is you want to have a shorter intro and then you just want to have all the drums hit at once. I feel like that's what Wheezy does with most of his beats. We'll just have like something like this. And there'll be like a pause right here. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix this and lay it out, and then you guys will be able to listen to the full beat. Alright, so of course my camera just runs out of space right there, but anyways, what I was going to say is thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I will catch you guys in the next video. You can tap in with me on Instagram at Lucent, but that's it for this one. Here's the full beat. I'm out.